Greetings, welcome to ruralvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith. I'm on the line with Jason Liddiard. He's been posting some land on the website recently, and if I got the story right, Jason's basically sold all his land in the last week, and he's saying, Luke, we need more land. And so we've been talking about doing another mailer together. The last mailer we did in Pima County so far hasn't really come up with much. So we're continuously mailing for more. Pima County's a hard one. And so Jason is, I had a funny story here first. If you're just coming in, I'll just warm up a little bit. Jason hired somebody to help him with his YouTube channel, and I was getting my YouTube channel like art updated a little bit, and I hired a guy, and his reference was Jason's channel. I thought it was kind of funny. But here's Jason's channel. It's eolands.com, and eolands is the YouTube channel. He's working on it. He's got a couple of videos going, a couple of properties he's been coming up with, and so he's firing that one off. You might start seeing more videos come from his channel. There's a link down below to his channel. And so Jason, how'd you pretty much sell out of land in the last week?
Well, Luke, hey, we started a real big marketing campaign. We started with 13 pieces of land, and we put it on your website and some other ones, Land and Farm, and we still maintained our Craigslist and Facebook advertising. But it just seems within 48 hours of putting it on ruralvacantland.com, we had 3 sales, and then I had a repeat buyer that she came back and she's like, "What else you have?" And I said, "Well, I haven't even bought it yet." And she said, "Well, when you buy it, I want it." So
There you go.
It's been crazy the last 3 or 4 days, and now we're down to, I believe, three and possibly 2 left, and we need some more.
I know. So I'm right there with you. Land's been selling pretty fast. I've been having a hard time keeping up on the phones, and I've been doing paperwork as fast as I can go, getting the deals flowing, and it's great because we're getting a product that people like and making everybody happy. So the chat's going on. People must be seeing this. Thanks for signing in, guys. A couple guys say, "Hey, Luke, yes, I'm gonna give some land away today." And Andrew McIntyre saying, "Today is Potato Land Day." Yeah, McIntyre. I think we finally got access to data in Idaho. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be easy. We're going to give it a shot and see if we can narrow in on some Idaho land and see if we can buy some land up in Idaho before super spring happens and it totally melts and breaks up there. Because I think when it's melted and ready to go, it'll be a nice place to have some land up for sale. The other thing that I like about Idaho is, I don't know if you guys watch a lot of these YouTube channels and stuff. I like to. There's one called Pure Living for Life. Let's see. Pure Living for Life. It's a YouTube channel. And Jesse and Alyssa, I think, are the names of the people on there. Jesse's the guy, Alyssa's the girl. And look at this. They got 334,000 subscribers. And what they're doing is they're building a house. They're building a timber frame house in northern Idaho. And they do a couple side trips looking around the area, showing the countryside, showing the wildlife, showing how beautiful it is there and stuff. And if you go into the comments, there's a whole bunch of people like, "Hey, I could do that." And they talk about the logic of why they moved to this area, and it's because they wanted to build a house on their own. They wanted to homestead. They like the northern climates. They don't like it to be too hot. And this area allows you to do it. So I think these people are publishing what they're doing and leading the charge, and it's an inspiration to others. I'm not saying exactly what they do is perfect, but it's they're learning, they're new, they're learning, they're having fun with it, and they're testing and figuring and making it happen. They try to do it without debt, and they try to do it all on their own without contracting much out, and that's like their full-time gig. And I think the coolest thing they've done is they videoed it. They make all these videos, and they got her out there like helping. It's not just him. Like in most home builds, I shouldn't I should probably watch what I say, but the wife is totally into it, and it's happening, it's going, and it's just fun. It's a good channel. So this shows a lot about the area and homesteading in the area, and that you can do it and go for it. So I think we could get some land around the area, the same kind of idea that you can run with and have fun with. And that's what we're going to try to do today. We're going to try to buy some land like theirs, and maybe even market it next to their videos and stuff, and see if people take off with it. If you wanted to buy the land before it gets to market, I've got a link below. You can reserve some of the land and send in some money. I charge 25% markup on the land if you're buying it, before I go pay for it. If I, use your money to go buy the land, do all the paperwork, get it into your name, and basically wholesale it to you. And then if you want me to go resell it for you, I'll do that too. Charge you for it more, but then, we can talk about that later. If you want to go use it or run with it, sell it yourself, that's fine too. So that's the idea. That's the market, the area, the logic of why this area. I don't know if that's a very logical reason why this area, but I sell land on YouTube, and they are all over YouTube, and they're really popular. And I like watching their stuff, so I think could market next to them and sell some land like they have. So yes, guys, if you're just signing in, I'm gonna give some land away towards the end of this video. First, I got Jason Liddiard on the phone, or on the line, who's been researching, and we've been doing mail together. He's posting some land on the website, and I think we're gonna split this one up, and we're gonna try to go make some offers in Idaho. So we've been researching how to get the data, and it's been harder in the past because Idaho has some anti-solicitation laws. If the people opt out of getting mail, you're not supposed to send them mail. So Jason was saying somewhere else. Where else are there laws like that in the country? To South Carolina?
Certain counties in South Carolina. One that I tried to mail to in Colton County.
Okay.
I had the same solicitation problems.
Yeah. You see, some counties just drop the names out of the database, or the names and addresses and stuff out of the databases. Yeah, I don't know. Some of them have laws about it. So I had a map pulled up here somewhere. I guess I'll pull up another one. Pull up a map of Idaho counties. If I can spell today. I just like these geology maps. Good colorful depictions. And some of the things
I've got the
Go ahead.
Idaho by county Census Bureau information pulled up too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good information. You want to talk about the population here, Jason?
Yeah, it looks like, Luke, we got probably your largest county is going to be, I don't know if I'm saying it right, it'd be ADA.
Yeah.
Total population 394,000 people. Then it drops to half of that in Canyon County. And probably the top 10 counties, you drop all the way down to 35 to 40,000. I've got median age, male, female percentage that moving in or moving out of the state. And Idaho seems like more people are moving in than moving out, which is kind of like Florida where I live.
Yeah.
There's certain pockets of the country, like you were talking about, that might be higher taxes or whatnot, and that people are just sick of paying that high tax rate, and they're looking for cheaper land, and that's kind of where we come in.
Yeah. So Idaho also shows up in like personal freedoms, regulatory freedoms, a lot of that kind of stuff. Idaho shines through the country and having a lot of the freest stuff around. one thing they haven't opened up to is marijuana. So that's like one of the social things they haven't opened up to. But a lot of the other, all kinds of other freedoms are there. Um, Freedom to go build on your own timeline, your own house, and develop land. So there's a lot of parks, there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of wilderness, and just beautiful areas to take advantage of. To enjoy, I think it's a better way of saying it than take advantage of it. So I'm thinking we start at the north and just work our way south. Because I think a lot of that population is around, yeah, that Ada County with Boise, Idaho, and stuff, right? I think there's more farming in that area. I don't really want to get so much into the farming land. I'd like the hills, looking at the mountains and the trees, and some little trail back yonder, hidden somewhere, places, if we can find those. I think Boundary, Bonner, Kootenai. I think Kootenai has a lot more properties than the others. I think Kootenai is the one with Coeur d'Alene in it. Coeur d'Alene's a little, just a classic American town that's been growing pretty fast, really popular. Nice lake, just nice people, nice area. With supplies right there. Shoshone. What were you saying about Shoshone earlier, Jason? Just no people.
Yeah, let me get back over to that. Shoshone, 12,000 people in it. It's
12,000. Yeah, it's all mountains, right? It's all park. It's all like.
Yeah, it is, and
Yeah.
it's yeah, 3.1 people per square mile. So you are talking vacant rural.
Yeah. See if we can get the parks in Idaho. Cause I know there's like Craters of the Moon down in the south. I've always wanted to take the kids there. That always looked like a funky one to go hiking and stuff. Let's see what are the other big parks. I mean, they got a lot of national or forest, state forests and stuff. Ponderosa.
Luke, since I'm learning, do you mind if I ask a question?
Ask away. That's the point.
When you find a county that has, say, if you're trying to send mail to say 5 counties, and one of them has an impact fee on building, is that a major factor, or how do you address that? Because I was noticing that Kootenai County has an impact fee, but there's none in the other ones.
Well, how much the fee, or what is it? What's the details of the fee? You know anything more about the fee?
It's a 78-page letter that I'm looking at right now. I haven't gotten to the fee yet.
Yeah. I got some properties in Riverside County, California. 6 properties, 6 lots next to each other. And a bunch of people are like, yeah, I'm going to buy it. And I'm pretty sure I got it sold, and the guy knows everything about it and wants to run with it and everything. I just haven't done the paperwork. But they charge a $10,000 per bedroom school tax. So if you go build a house there, $10,000 per bedroom. Just slap that on top of your fees to go build a house to help the schools. And I think that's pretty crazy. That kept a lot of people away.
Well, here's an interesting fact. Modular buildings, manufactured homes, or recreational vehicles are exempt from the impact fees in this county.
Huh. So we got Craters of the Moon. That's down in the south. Sawtooth Wilderness. I think that's up in the north more. Let's see. I'm just trying to get a handle on the different parks. I like talking about parks. When it comes to selling land, like, parks are a big sales pitch in my point of view. So if you're next to these parks, you got all kinds of nature. You can go walk the dog and explore or ride your horse and camp and hike, and they bring tourists in and all kinds of stuff. So where are these Sawtooth Mountains? So Sawtooths are kind of half. They're a little further south than I thought. I thought they're up here more. Gotta get the kids up there and go hiking. Okay, so Yellowstone's not in Idaho. Go ahead.
The focus on your computer screen is pretty bad, just to let you know.
The focus.
Real grainy.
Okay. Should I make it bigger? I'm not sure what I can do.
Yeah, I can't even read any words.
Yeah, I see that. I'm not sure why the settings are that way. I have to focus more on the audio. Okay, so welcome everybody that's been signing in here recently. I'm going to give some land away towards the end of this video. If you listen, answer a basic question toward the end, I'll give away a free piece of land. In the meantime, I'm on the line with Jason Liddiard, who's been posting some properties on ruralvacantland.com and saying they're pretty much all sold in the last couple days. And Andrew's saying Jason needs glasses. So in the meantime, we're gonna try to mail Idaho. It's we got more cash than land right now. It's time to send more mail and get more land than cash, and that balance keeps going back and forth. So I'm just pulling up some of the parks in the area, just referencing, getting to know some of the areas a little bit better. But I just got it stuck in my head for some reason. I want to start at the north and work my way south. And so I think what we should do is go into RealQuest and start pulling some of these counties. So I got Idaho Boundary County pulled up, and we're goofing around a little bit before this call. And because the problem with this, a lot of the Idaho data is that people can opt out of having their name and address in the database. And so in a previous mailer, one of the guys was saying use the zip code to try to get rid of ones that don't have mailing addresses. And I thought that was brilliant. And I tried to do that in the previous mailer, and I thought I did it, and I thought the numbers were changing, and I thought it was working. And then when I looked at all the data after the mailer, I had a whole bunch of them that still had no mailing address. And I think I screwed up somewhere on the live call, doing this on stage style and learning curve. And I don't know, I ended up paying for a bunch of data that I couldn't use. So this time I'm going to try to be more accurate. And we got the zip codes in here for Boundary County, and we ran some tests, and the numbers of properties drops like almost in half when you put the zip codes in there versus just pulling it without the zip code criteria. So I think we could play with that idea for a couple of these counties. I'm not sure if we should maybe pull one county and then start over and do the next one. We could probably run with the criteria we have off the first one to hit the next one. The next one might just be able to change county and change zip codes and roll through a couple of them, because I don't think these mailers are going to be very detailed, because there's not a whole lot of data in the databases here. Like, we got not much to go off of. So does that make sense, Jason?
Perfect sense. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm seeing some of the comments here.
Yeah, if you could.
Some of the people are saying about the hunting up in that area.
Oh, I bet.
I know
Hunting.
Montana's got some great hunting. I've never hunted Idaho.
I haven't either. We should get, I can't remember his name. Texas guy. Oh, man. I'm so spacing out right now. Trevor Probant. We should get Trevor on the line. He hunts all over the place. He's a land dealer. He'll tell us about all these different areas. Yeah. Okay. So let's try Boundary, and yeah, mailing zip. Let's just see how many properties we get. let's do this little dance with and without the mailing zip. So this is with the zip codes in there. With the zip codes, it's 9269. Now I'm scratching my head because I think that's the same number as without the zip codes. So zip codes up there 83805 to 83853. So let's get rid of the zip code criteria, and let's just do it without the zip code. Maybe inner search criteria, great. I guess I gotta put something in there, huh? Let's do, well, the problem with this data, I was looking at a couple properties and they didn't have the sizes in there, but it's not like I'm gonna mail them when they don't have sizes. Let's do lot acreage from 1 acre and up, and let's see what happens there. I'm gonna have to run the 1 acre and up with the zip code and see. So 8,000. Wow. Maybe the ones I got were just weird records. So 8,062 records, 1 acre and up, and then let's go and add the
improvement.
Let's add the zip and see how many records we have, and I just want to see if the zip code thing is actually reducing the numbers of records. So I'm going to do mailing zip from 305 to 83853. So I'm just doing a band of all the zips in the area. So the idea here being that if there's no zip code, there's probably no address, and we're trying to get rid of the ones with no address. See, look at that, the number dropped. We're doing something right. 5286. 30% or something just dropped off of there. 25, 30, whatever percent. So I think that's working. I think the zip code trick is working. Should we sample some data and make sure? I mean, I pulled a couple earlier just checking on this, but let's narrow it down some more and then do it. Jason,
yeah,
what else?
I pulled 15 in boundary and getting the same information that you did with, no mailing zip, and I didn't do it this way. So I'm learning here. I like this.
So let's narrow it down by improvement. Taking notes on all my different searches and the numbers of counts, because sometimes I run into something and it doesn't make sense and I gotta backtrack and I gotta figure out where I was before. So that's why I keep taking notes on these. So I did, oh wow, I just added no improvements, and that really knocked them down. A lot of these properties are considered improved, like half of them. So now I'm down to 2,247 properties, 1 acre and above, that should be vacant. And that's with no land use, county use, anything, use codes. That's like just vacant. No improvement value. You see any use codes anywhere in the data that you downloaded, Jason? Because the stuff I downloaded didn't have anything. It didn't have
in boundary
anything. Nothing.
Use codes.
County use code, state use code. So what we're doing, guys, if you're listening in, is I pulled a sample of data before I started this call, or Jason, I think, just pulled some. And to run these kinds of searches, it makes It's a lot easier to run the searches and narrow in on the data that you're looking for by taking a little sample of the data and seeing what's in there, what kind of data you could try to drill down on. Because if you're just playing with all the searches, you can be in here forever, not testing stuff out. So they don't have state land use stuff for here. Maybe they have county. There's county ones for this county. So let's do county. So we might have to change the county use codes for each county that we go with in Idaho instead of having a state use code that goes across them. Rural residential subdivisions. Kind of don't want the subdivisions. Residential lots, tracks in city. I don't really want that either. Forest land, rural land, other rural land. Let's try that. Rural residential tracks. Now we're talking.
That's the one that I pulled when I got all my data. I just pulled rural residential tracks.
So I'm kind of thinking we skip the subdivisions. I mean, I buy land in subdivisions from time to time, but I'd prefer not to. It's usually less regulations. Let's see what happens with this kind of use code. I just got two things. Other rural land and rural residential tracts. Let's see if that takes my 2,200 properties down to like 100 or something. Hopefully we're still in business. Oh, 261.
Yeah.
There's no more records. It's a bunch of people's names. USA in trust for Kootenai Tribe of Idaho. Scrape that one out. The vast majority of this is people's names. So it's looking like a pretty good data set, but it'd be nice if I had Idaho Forest Group. It'd be nice if I had like a larger pool of people to make offers to. See what happens if we do the rural residential subdivisions. Oops, I got rid of rural residential other. See if that goes up from 200 back to something 300. So 100 of them are in like a subdivision.
Doing my best here to see if I can find what they use in that county for a use code. Their website is not user friendly.
County website.
To talk about a use zones and a zone map. It's not quite like Pima County where it's like RU40 or RU120.
No, I don't think it's that sophisticated here. It's less people. They don't need to. I'm not spelling it right. So let me check into the comments a little bit. David Portman's on. Hi, David. Thanks for listening in. I gotta give you an update. I haven't talked to you in a while. Let's see. Hello. A lot of people saying hi. Good morning from Central California. Hola, people. From the Midwest, ready to head south. Hey, guys. Anyone can tell me how to win a free piece of land? So, Art, good question. How to win a free piece of land? I'm gonna give away a free piece of land towards the end of this video. If you stay tuned and listen towards the end, one, it gooses up my statistics on YouTube, so my videos get shown to a lot more people if you stick around and spend a lot more time watching my videos. And if you leave comments and that kind of stuff, interact, it's even better. More and more people get in front of my videos, and I bait you in with a free piece of land. So I've given away a bunch of pieces of property doing this, and I plan to give away more. And then if you don't know what to do with that property or you want to make money off of it, let me know. I'll go resell the property for you. And I'll try to resell the property for you. I'll try my heart out to sell it and get it sold. And I'll charge you 50% of the profits of reselling it. I'll give you the property, and then whatever the cost basis for me, from there to the what I can sell it for, I'll split that with you half and half. And that kind of stuff helps me pay the bills and cover the bases of running the shop, and might entice you to buy some more properties from me to do the same with. And I think everybody wins. If we could keep doing that, I could probably give away better and better properties over time. So that's the idea of giving away free property. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and thanks for gunning for free property. There's enough of the advertising. Let's get back to the mailer. Let's try to buy some land. So I got Jason on the line for the people that are just signing in. Jason's on the website, ruralvacantland.com. He's also got his YouTube channel pulled up here, EO Lands, and his website's eolands.com. And he's got a couple videos stacked up talking about land, and I think as they get more properties, you'll probably see more and more videos. And just to recap, we're mailing land around. This YouTube channel is Pure Living for Life. They got like 300 and a lot of subscribers, 300 something thousand subscribers watching this thing about building a house in northern Idaho. So we're trying to mail northern Idaho. I got a map of Idaho pulled up. We're looking at Boundary County, which is the northernmost county in Idaho, and I figure we'll just work our way south. So there's an update for the people that are new. Jason's researching different stuff. I'm trying to pull up Boundary County and LandWatch, see what the market's like, because I was just pulling data, and it looks like a lot of the data seems to be a rural neighborhood. So I'm figuring if I pull up Boundary County on here and look at the what's for sale, I'll probably figure out what neighborhood would be the most likely one to call us back at.
Luke, I've kind of dialed down a little bit here. The zoning district specifications for Boundary County, it's like they got 7 or 8 of them. But it's ones that I've never heard of. Prime 4, Prime Ag, Ag 4, Rural Residential, Suburban, Residential, Rural Commercial, and they give lot sizes. Like if you do residential, it has to be classified between 1/4 and 2.5 acres. After 2.5 acres, it jumps up to suburban. It goes up to 5 acres, and then rural residential starts at 5 acres.
Okay.
And then it looks like from 5 to 10, you jump into ag.
So they just basically do it automatically depending on the size?
I guess so, yeah. Again, it was an 80-page document I was trying to skim through.
If anyone that's on the call wants to research prices, that'd be much appreciated. Like Boundary County and counties south of there, I'm seeing the cheapest property, 1 acre, 12,500. The cheapest one I found so far. This one's on LandWatch. So it's got rights to a shared water well. It looks like you can drive up to it. It's kind of in the woods. I like those kinds of properties. That'd be I'd like to get one of those. Here's a 1/4 acre for 15 grand. City swimming pool. All public utilities nearby, paved city street access, convenient location to schools, churches, shopping, banking. Possible owner will carry. 15 grand for 1/4 acre. $18 grand for a little under an acre. This looks like a big wood processing kind of picture. Here's 10 acres for 27 grand. Yeah, so guys are going back and forth about the free land. Andrew's won twice now. So yeah, the free land giveaway is available to people that are not working for me or with me or haven't won the land already. It's meant for new people. Land pocket. Hey Luke, my dad gets dialed up to 11 when I stumble across one of your live feeds. Thanks guys. We'll keep working on it. Saying my video output is low. I don't know what to do about that. One acre, 29. 1.27 acres, 31,000. Not sure you can still hear me, guys. We're having some video seems to be clogging along. I might have to stop and restart. Let me stop and restart the video. Okay, hopefully back again. This is Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. Got a little bit of video issues there, so I just restarted the server, and we should be back online again. Couple guys saying it's good here. Hey, Dave's on there. Hey, Dave. Joe Bauer's back again. Joe Bauer's saying he subscribed to you, Jason. Subscribe to your channel. So we're looking at prices in Boundary County, northern Idaho, and you know, these little properties, half acre, 2 acres, 30, 40 grand, something higher. I'm not seeing like a neighborhood that stands out is the one that I'm going to get all the offers from. Here's beautiful rural subdivision. Maybe this is where all these lots are coming from.
That is some beautiful land. Almost all the land for sale up there's got streams or creeks. I want to go trout fishing now.
Okay, so here's the neighborhood. It doesn't say the name of the neighborhood. Beautiful rural subdivision with convenient location, only 2 miles north of Bonners Ferry. Country setting with a mix of wooded and open field lots ranging from 1 acre to 1.5 acres. They got CC&Rs to protect the value. It says they don't want people to come in and go build their own house, is what they're saying to me. You gotta hire it out and you gotta look like the neighbors. I think we should run with it. What else should we put into the search? So there's not much data there. I think that boils it down. Size wise, we should cap out what kind of size we're going for. You got an idea, Jason, what kind of size we should cap this out at?
I'm not seeing many over 28, 32. Most of the stuff is 22 and under. acres, but you're getting into some big um, dollar ranges.
I put 15 acres in there, and there's like
Yeah.
that's the vast majority of the data. We still got 300 records. 300 records isn't very many. So, um, wonder if there's any
I'm
way to
on
get some
Land
more.
Watch, 0 to 10 acres, 21 properties, 11 to 50 acres is 10. Everything else is almost 0.
Yeah.
So you're under 50, but I think under 20 is better.
Because there's a 10 acre for $27,000 for sale up there. So it's not like the price changes that much from these 1 acre, quarter acres to 10 or 20 acres. I mean, it's still 20, 50 grand or something. I mean, add 10 properties onto the list by going up to 22 records versus 15 records. It's hardly anything. I think that's our data set for Boundary County. I think we should do this in multiple counties. It's not going to be very many mailers per county, but
I agree.
that's what's there that actually has addresses and fits the bill. So, should I save these searches and then we come back and pull the data, or should I just pull the data as we're trouncing through them? I kind of want to save it and then come back and pull each one, because we might learn something in some of the future counties.
I agree, because I've already pre-bought 5,000 records off of RealQuest.
Oh, right. Yeah. So so that's probably what we'll do. We'll probably come up with the search criteria. I'll send you the search criteria, and we can use your deal with all the data you got from these guys. Okay. Let's do that. So I'll save boundary.
Somebody's asking about your Hawaii property. There you go. Somebody's been watching the videos. Wondering if you have any left.
Yeah, so there's a couple Hawaii properties on the website right now. There's, I believe there's 3 of them. They're towards the bottom of the hill. They're like by the ring road. They're kind of like 10 grand a piece. And they have power, paved road. You drive up, start building. There's no building restrictions. Some people live in a bus. Some people live in a yurt. Other people build $1 million mansions. And so you can go do whatever you want on those properties, basically. Rainwater collection for water, but you can tap into the power grid for power or do solar. And you got views of the ocean on them. And there's a little hardware store just down the street. There's some restaurants just down the street. It's a beautiful area. It's the better climate of the area. It's not way up the hill ones. I sold all the way up the hill ones. Not that those are something wrong with them. They just don't go for as much money. And then down at the bottom of the hill ones, if you go on to like the Hawaii's website, their tax database website, it shows you comps of what the properties have been trading for in the area, not numbers from realtors who are out to lunch, but comps of what people actually trade the properties at from the county data. And some of the lowest recent trades anywhere in there is like 15 grand, and most of them are more like 20 to 30 grand, and higher 40s. Lots of them are in the 40s, and I'm offering mine for sale for 10 grand a piece. So you could probably buy them cash and turn around and sell them for more, especially if you sell them on terms, or go build them, have fun with them, make them your own. I think those are really good deals. Let's keep talking about this mailer, but you can find those by going to my website, ruralvacantland.com, and there's a map search. You can zoom in on them, or just do scroll down to Hawaii and pull up the Hawaiian ones. I think there's just 2 or 3 of them left on there out of all the ones I bought, and they're just the most recent ones that went up there. It's not like they've been picked through and these are the weird ones that are left. These just got up there really recently. So I think we figured out boundary. Let's we're gonna need zip codes for the next county. The next county is Bonner, and
On it.
yeah, think you can figure out zip codes, Jason?
Yep, got it. On it.
So Bonner is this next one on the map here, and maybe I'll check in with the comments for a little bit. Naughty Wood is saying, what is Jason's channel? It's EO Lands, and it's also in the description box of this video. There's a link to Jason's YouTube channel. Saying sound and video are good deal. So I think just restarting it helped. I don't know why, but restarting it worked. Joe Bowers he's answering. There's a couple guys talking to each other back and forth in here. Jeff saying maybe you could sneak into Canada. Yeah, I don't think you have to sneak. You can just walk across. I don't think it's that big a deal. A lot of the border up there, there's like a check-in station every, where there's a road or something, and if you're hiking across, you're supposed to go over there and check in. It's not like Mexican border. You got to jump a wall or something. I think it's more the way it should be. I don't even think there should be a line painted on the road that says border. Maybe a sign says welcome to Canada, welcome to the U.S., welcome to Mexico, welcome to the U.S. I think that's the way border should be. Most people disagree with me. I like to hire people. I don't feel threatened by someone coming across the border and stealing my job. But different people, different opinions. So as we keep going down, James is saying, awesome, I subscribed weeks ago and love your Arizona land. That's nice. Thanks, James. Building depends on the county. See, you got noise in the background. There's Mexicans revamping the house next door. They wouldn't be able to do that for anywhere near the price they're doing if we totally close off the border. Southern California lives on the back of that labor. Art saying, I just walk half an acre in Missouri or Alabama. I just want half an acre in Missouri or Alabama that I can live in my motorhome. Yeah, I probably got those on the website too. Not in Missouri so much, but I got a bunch of Alabama properties you can look through. You could probably get it. Yeah, Jason's saying, how about the Florida Panhandle? Jason's probably got some down there that you could use. David Mondragon is saying, I live in Idaho. Go, David. So maybe you'll get an offer from us if we do the mailer wrong. Yeah, Andrew's saying, go to my website, ruralvacantland.com, and find a property, live in your motorhome. Tony Cross, I love Arizona, New Mexico. Jeff is saying, Luke, this is going to be good for you to split and sell. I can't afford this yet. I'll just have to keep buying in Arizona. Yeah, I don't know the rules and regulations about splitting land in Idaho. I'd rather buy some land just to sell it first and get to know the market and get my feet wet before I start trying to split stuff and have a whole bunch of properties to sell. Because maybe they don't sell, and then maybe I'm totally out to lunch. People don't want this land that I like. I don't want to get stuck with crazy amounts of it. The Alabama land for my brother, he's set on there and looking for about 3 acres there. I'm waiting Missouri or Arkansas, half acre with no restrictions, so I can live in travel trailer there in winter. Yeah, there's a bunch of properties on my website. How about West Texas? Yeah, there's a lot of properties in West Texas that you can do whatever you want. You can buy crazy amounts of land, cut them up into all kinds of pieces and sell them. You can move in, composting toilet, watch the stars. I mean, I've had I've had a couple properties in West Texas. I'm all sold out of them right now. There's a website that's got numerous ones. Khalil Turner's got a bunch of West Texas properties. I forget his actual website, but he posts them on landpin.com. If you go to landpin.com, you could probably find Khalil Turner on there. He's probably the best one in that area dealing land, for my opinion. Mark Hubler is saying, I'm looking for something around 5 acres in Oregon. I might have 5 acres in Oregon. I think the other Jason has some properties like that on my website. Andrew's saying I have Mojave County, Arizona properties for sale that allow motorhomes year round. Yeah, there you go, Mojave. Sometimes you gotta watch that. Mojave, they got agricultural zone ones you can do motorhomes on, and if you get the residential ones, they want you to build a septic system. Lots of times nobody says anything, but technically the laws want you to build a septic system. Um, Jeff Hinckley is saying, too bad northern Idaho is not priced like northern Arizona. I know, right? Get a backup property for spring and summer, go take your motorhome up there and have some fun, and then go back to Arizona in the winter. I mean, for some people the prices work, for others it doesn't. It's beautiful land. Sometimes you just gotta pay a little bit more for it. So, Jason, how you doing with the zip codes? I think I caught up with the comments. Still there, Jason? Did I lose Jason?
Oh, I gotta take you off mute. Sorry, I was
There we go.
and I didn't. Got this for you. It looks like 83809 through 83865. There's lots of little pockets where there's just, a little sliver of that zip code in there.
Yeah.
But we don't want to.
So, we'll see what happens if we leave the county land use the same, or should I try to pull up county land use? Let's pull up county land use and look at it, see if it's the same list. County land use. County land use is different. Which makes sense. Okay, so let's see what the county land
going
use.
on there?
Yeah, the neighbor house. GoPro guy bought the neighbor house, and he's like resurfacing everything.
I think I like the chickens better.
I gave the rooster away 2 days ago. That sucker, man, he stabbed me in the leg. His spikes are getting nasty sharp. I was wearing shoes. I don't usually wear shoes, but I was wearing shoes, and he tried to attack my shoe, so I tried to kick him off. And he stuck me in the leg pretty good with his thorn. His spike. I was bleeding all over the place. So I did the mistake of telling my wife, it's time for him to go. As soon as it's dark, I can grab him and slit him. And she's like, no, she talked me out of it. It's like, we'll make some stew or something and try to tenderize that guy. And then about a week later, 2 weeks later, she was, the kids got some rabbits, right? And so the rabbits scare the heck out of the chickens. They run through the chickens area. And she was trying to catch the rabbit, and the chicken, or the rooster, came over. She was chasing the rabbit, and the rooster attacked her. Because you can't run around the rooster. He thinks it's danger and it's scary, and you're acting like a predator, so he'll attack you. And so he attacked my wife, and she didn't have any shoes on or anything, so she used her hand, and it stabbed her in the wrist, and she was bleeding all over the place. And I took her to emergency center place, and I thought they'd stitch her up for sure, but they said no, it's a bird attack, and I'm not going to close it for bacteria. And they went, tried to clean it out. It was really deep, down to the bone. I mean, he really nailed her. And it's that's it, no more. I don't want anything to happen to the kids. I'm either chopping his spines off and clipping his beak and nails and everything, or just give him to someone else. So she put an ad on Facebook, and we had half a dozen people fighting over him. I'm taking him. No, I'm taking him. They all wanted a pet rooster. So he's gone. The guy showed up, took off with him. I grabbed him.
I own part of a emu farm in Alabama, and those guys are nothing. I mean, if you look at them wrong, they go running. They're not scared animals.
Nice. I was worried about catching him because he's kind of hard to catch. But the guy came over to pick him up, and I sat down next to him, and he came over to like he's fluffing up, like he's gonna come attack me. And I grabbed him by the leg so fast he didn't know what happened. It's like, oh, that worked. First try, nice. Put him in a box and shipped him off. The guy just built a new chicken coop and he's picking up other girls. He's got like 20 hens or something, so he's gonna have a whole bunch of girls to chase now. And our chickens are sitting on eggs, so hopefully they're still fertilized from him. So we might get a new batch. We'll start over again. Maybe get the same rooster offspring in there. Get another rooster, maybe. I don't know. They're good for the first year. After that, let's ship them on. They get too aggressive. So, common city vacant lot, common area, common. This county land use is a lot more complicated than the other one. Oh, common is commercial. Okay, condo, exempt, home site, vacant land. I want that. Improved non-residential on cat. I don't know what category 20 is. Industrial. Land, residential, city lot, vacant. I don't want the city lot. Residential common area. Residential rural subdivision. We'll try that. Rural track. Rural cat 12 with mobile home. So this is mobile home, land, agricultural, timber, residential city limit. I'm gonna skip that. Residential rural subdivided. Let's try that. Meadowland. That sounds interesting. Parcel on lease land. Parcel on own. Oh, these are mobile home stuff. Mineral land, non-irrigated. Other vacant land. I guess we'll try that. Productive recreational land vacant. I'm gonna skip that. Recreational improved, residential improved. I don't want any of these improved ones. Residential mixed use, residential utility. Okay, I think I got my list. So we got other vacant land, land residential rural, land residential rural, land residential rural, and home site vacant land. Let's see how many properties we get with that. If we stick to the same 22 acre stuff. Holy cow, there's a lot more of them in this county. We hit pay dirt. This one's got more private land. These are people's names too. It's not like government and park and everything else. This looks like we're doing it right. Let's do some spot checking. They're going to town on that neighbor's house. I thought YouTube was in a little bit of financial trouble. Doesn't look like it for what the main guys there are spending. So I think we got our list for Bonner County. So we got Boundary, Bonner. I should have wrote these numbers down. You remember how many we had in Boundary? It was like 300 something.
It's 325, I believe.
Okay, so 325 in Boundary. Bonner, I was just looking at the number. Let me pull it again. $1,774. We're just over 2,000 records. I think Kootenai is going to have a lot more of them. So let's go to Kootenai next. Let me save this one.
That Bonner County is number 7 on the population.
Number 7? Is that where Coeur d'Alene is? Is in Bonner? I thought it's in Kootenai.
it up. I don't know right offhand. I'm not on that website. You still have a total population of 40,000. Median age is the highest in the state, if you can believe it.
No kids running around here, huh? Maybe the schools aren't very good. Maybe it's too hard to get to school because it snows all the time at school time. Let's see what the guys are saying. They're laughing about the chicken. And then there was none. Ouch. Yeah, El Polo Loco. Exactly. Chicken curry. Strange why we call them chickens. Yeah, that chicken's not a chicken. That's an attack rooster. It says, Luke, you're a mini homesteader. Yeah, I move these. Should move the camera around and show you guys, but I have a mobile fence that I move around the yard. It's the same thing as what YouTube channel is it? Justin. I totally forget this guy that's like the chicken guy, right? All over YouTube. Justin, man, I totally forget his channel. I don't know why I can't think of it. But he advocates permaculture a lot. And chicken permaculture chicken. That's it. He's got a book, like permaculture chicken and stuff. So he's really big on moving the chickens around, not keeping them in a roost or in a cage or in the same place. So I let them run around the yard, but not the whole yard, because it's better to rotate the grass and stuff that they're eating. So I put them in one area with a mobile fence, and then I move them to the next and the next and the next. And I got the coop set up like a wheelbarrow kind of action, with a wheelbarrow wheel on it that comes up and the coop sits on top. So I can move that around the yard, and then they drop the poop through that, and it fertilizes wherever I have like a weak spot in the yard and stuff's not growing very well. I go park the coop right on top of that, and they splatter it with poo, and everything starts growing then. If I just keep moving it around, and right now they're on a part of the garden that's got a bunch of like overgrown bok choy and different kinds of beans and chards and kales, spinach, a lot of the grass or lettuce. I picked most all the good lettuce out of there. Lettuce starting to go to seed, and cabbage is like overgrown, getting too tough and stuff. Like it's time to turn the garden over. So I have them eating everything in that part of the garden. They dig up the dirt and they poo all over it, and they eat the bugs and stuff. The bugs would come right back, and they just they fertilize. They turn the garden over for me. So after this, I'll move them to another part of the garden, and then I'll replant that part of the garden, and I'll just keep rotating it. And that way I got fresh, salads and stuff all the time. So they're not in the tomatoes. They're not in the spinach. They're not on, like, I got some mustard greens that are still going, and some of that stuff, arugula. So the next time, that's probably what they'll get next time. And yeah, they love it. They eat the heck out of that. I just rotate them, and it's a good way to go. I don't have that much land, small property, but small house on small property. Neighbors are big McMansions. And yeah, the chickens get a view of the ocean. I get a view of the ocean. It works. So let's get into this. So guys, if you're new, just signing in, I'm going to give away some land towards the end of this video. What we're doing is we're figuring out different parcels to mail cash offers to in Idaho. We're starting at the north part of Idaho and working our way down. Boundary County, we got like 300 something people we're going to mail offers to. Bonner County, we got like 1,700 something we're going to mail offers to. Kootenai County's up next, I believe. So I got Bonner County saved. Let's switch over to Kootenai. Kootenai with a K. Kootenai with a K. Okay, so this county land use is going to be different in every county, I'm assuming. So I'm just going to delete the one we got in there. Pull up county.
I'm pulling the zip codes now.
Yeah, that'd be good. Good idea. You got the pattern. You're ahead of me. Commercial. Improved, industrial, recreational, residential. Residential lot, tract, and city. Residential condo. Rural commercial. No. 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 Rural commercial. Rural. Dust. What? Rural residential. There we go. Rural residential subdivision. Rural residential tract. There's each one of these county uses is totally different. As different as people are different. Everyone comes up with their own methodology to categorize stuff. I mean, what we can probably do for zip is just like, hey, it's in the 8,000s.
Here's a dumb fact for you. One of this website I love going to breaks down the demographic information. So there's 129 people in Kootenai that are of Hawaiian descent.
It's the same family?
Go on your land.
Yeah. I think people just mark it for fun on the census survey.
Yeah.
My sister did a genealogy thing, and there's like 2% of our family blood is Hawaiian. I'm like, really? No idea where that came from. $48 more rows. Oh man, no wonder you're taking so long to come up with zip codes. There's a bunch of them. This is the Coeur d'Alene though. Kootenai's got the Coeur d'Alene.
Looks like 23 zip codes.
So just find the they're in order here. 8301 to 8387. I don't need.
That's what I was. I didn't get 87. I got
77. 83,877. Okay. Do that right. 83801, 83877.
Yeah, that's what I got, Luke.
Okay. This is about the most noise I've heard out of the girls since the rooster took off. They've been dead quiet. The chickens. One of them's clucking. And one of the ones that never sits on eggs is sitting on eggs, like the smallest of them. I wonder if the smallest one started getting more sexually mature or whatever. Usually I take the eggs away so they don't cook them into little guys, but this time I think I'm going to leave a couple days worth of eggs in there. I'm going to mark them with a marker and then just leave them in there, let the chickens keep sitting on them, and take all the fresh ones that aren't marked off, so keep harvesting new ones and see if I get any little guys. That's a lot of records. So 3,631 records.
Yeah, that's your second largest county.
So how many? That's like
Excuse me, third largest
50.
county, 139,000 people in it.
Okay. Telling you, that town's growing. Coeur d'Alene's growing. I used to have a bunch of clients from there in the mining finance business. There's some money guys there, you know, like it's just a cute town that's not crazy priced, and nice people, nice clean area. You gotta like the north and the climate and stuff, but if you like that, you can get a nice little town there to live in, grow your family, retire, whatever. 3631, huh? So that's be 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7,000 records. I think we should try to get, like, if we could get double that, because if we're splitting this, I think 3,000 records or something would be sweet to actually mail each, so 6,000, and then probably half of that gets scraped off with dupes and stuff. Let's keep adding. Let's try the Shoeshone. Let's see if there's any records over there. We're gonna have to work on pricing these too. So
Yeah.
Kootenai. Do you want to figure out zip codes for Shoeshone?
Doing it now.
Sweet. I'll work on the
12,000. Got a population of 13,000 people.
yeah. You could probably write those letters by hand. I'm not gonna try it. Shoeshone County land use. Bare forest land? What is that? After you chop the trees down, they recode it? Commercial lots or acreage. Commercial. Home site land. That sounds like something I'd like.
It's like 83802 to 83874.
Okay. Hold that number for a sec. I'm not ready for you.
I got you.
Rural commercial subdivisions, residential improvements, residential lots or acreage, and other land, and home site land. Okay, just gonna run with 3 of these codes. So I'm almost ready for your numbers. What's the numbers? The zips.
83802 through 83874.
You can use the same thing. Let's see if we get any records. Oh,
Shouldn't get many.
we got more than boundary.
Really?
353. Not many more. We'll try Benawa. You want to pull up zip codes on Benawa?
Yep.
For the people that are watching, I'll pull up.
Benawa's got 9,000 people in it.
So we did Boundary, Bonner, Kootenai, Shoeshone. We're doing Benawa. Can you guys tell what tool they're using by the noise? Is it that the Sawzall maybe?
All right, they've got a weird one in here, Luke. They've got. Are you ready for the numbers or no?
No, I'm still working on the land use.
They just got a one-off. You know, we were on 838, and then this one 991. Just one-off.
Going further south. We're gonna do residential lots or acreage. Other land. I don't know why I keep doing other land. I'm not sure that's a great idea, but home site land. This looks like the same state land use as the last one. County land use, I mean. Okay. I'm ready for the zip code.
83824 through 83870.
Yeah, it's in the same band. We'll do that.
Trying to figure out, and then there's that one off. I'm seeing what
Oh,
it
there's
actually is.
so 9 something.
Yeah, it's showing. Yeah, that. Skip that. It's Farmington, Washington. I don't know why it got on that website.
Look, they're giving me a little tip. It says use this search for zip code portion of owners' mailing addresses to aid in targeting direct mail to absentee owners in a particular area. Zip +4 searching is not included. Yeah, that's a good little tip. But so what's there's a zip code with a 9 that starts with 9?
No, it's in Farmington, Washington. I don't know why it's on that website for Idaho.
Okay,
So skip it.
cool. Any chance you could read questions or things off of the chat while I'm messing around with this stuff, Jason?
Yeah, I can do that. I think they're all answering your question here. They want you to use finger polish to mark the egg. that you leave
Finger
under the
polish,
pan.
there you go.
Put hot sauce on their feed and keep them laying in the winter.
Nice. Oh man.
Here's a question from Art that says, how can I tell if it's okay to live in my RV on the property? Luke has a bunch out in Arkansas, but I like. I'm not sure if I can legally live in the RV.
Yeah, so first thing off with the Arkansas ones is scrape the Briarcliff neighborhood in Baxter County that I've got a bunch in. If you want to live in an RV, please don't buy one of those. Like, the sheriff shows up and takes you to the mayor's office, and the mayor tells you what a nimwit you are for living there in an RV, and then they tell you if you want to do it, you got to buy land from them instead, and they're horrible. You can do whatever you want if you buy the land from us, but if you buy it from Luke, oh no. You know, their prices are multiple times higher than mine for the same land, and that's not cool. The other places, I got a bunch of land in Izzard County. Like, if you want to, well, first, Baxter, I mean, if you want to build a cabin, you want to build a house, build something, it's a beautiful area because they got water straight to the property. You got water lines to the property. They're supposed to have water to every property. There's power lines to lots of them. There's lakes, streams, trees, private roads. Private, I mean, you could drive in there whenever you want, but nobody goes there. It's like it's your, mile-long driveway to get to the property, even though you're not paying for it. Other ones, I got a bunch of them in Izzard County that some of them allow it, some of them don't. You have to call the county, or it's actually the neighborhood. The ones I have in Izzard County are Horseshoe Bend neighborhood, and each addition to that neighborhood has different rules and regulations. And I've asked numerous times to get the whole friggin' book of rules and regulations so I can just lay it out on the website. And they'll only send me little bits and pieces. They don't think it fits in their email or their mail, or they think it's too large of a file. So they just send me little bits and pieces every time I ask. And they're like, oh, it's you again. Why do you keep asking? Like, because I own more land in your neighborhood than anybody else. Just give me the information. So you just got to ask them. You got to ask them property by property. You call the Horseshoe Bend, what do you call them? City Hall. Yeah, Horseshoe Bend City Hall people. They'll ask you. A nice girl on the phone there. She'll answer your questions one by one, but she won't let me get them all covered in once. Spreadsheets and stuff. She shuts down, won't do it. And then I got other ones spread across Arkansas, like random ones scattered all over the place. And lots of people have been picking through those and taking the ones you can camp on and do whatever you want. You basically just got to start calling the county on each one of them to really know. A rule of thumb that I would look for is look at the legal description of the properties. I try to put the legal descriptions of each one of them on the website. If you look at the legal description, it says lot number this and lot number that. There's probably some rules and regulations on the land. And somebody that made those lots was trying to sell the land for more money. And believe it or not, lots of times when you try to sell the land for more money, you can get more money when you're selling like, hundreds of these properties if you make up rules and regulations that don't let the neighbors build a wigwam out of, blue tarps or something to live in that you have to look at. All, when somebody does that, all the properties around it kind of go down in value. Nobody wants to buy them. So if you're the guy selling the land, you make up these regulations to guide people or order people not to do that, and then it's easier to resell hundreds of properties around the area. And so if you dodge those neighborhoods and you go for the stuff that nobody has like split up and made regulations on, which is usually public land survey land, it says, quarter of this and a quarter of that and a quarter of this section and that section and township range stuff. If it's that kind of legal description that's got the quarter, half, quarter, and it doesn't say lot number and a neighborhood name, it says quarter, section, range, township, and such a state, Arkansas being the state in this one, it's much more likely that the land is going to be not encumbered with codes, covenants, and restrictions, the CC&Rs that somebody recorded back in the day telling you what to do on your land. And so if you look through the website and you find ones you like, look at that legal description. And then that doesn't mean for sure that it's that way. It just means a much higher probability that it's that way. Then call the county and ask them. Ask them, what can I do here? Can I have roosters? Can I have 30 roosters? They get kind of loud. Can I have cows? Can I have chickens? Can I have my RV on the property while I think about building a home? Can I just live there permanently in my RV? Some guys live in a van or a bus or a car or a tent or whatever. Ask them if you can use that. Ask them what you can do. Ask them what do most people ask about? Ask them that kind of stuff. Oh, they ask about the sanitary, like how do you get rid of the waste? Can I use a recycling toilet? Can I use a compost toilet? Do I actually have to plumb a old-fashioned wet toilet in there and flush drinking water down the drain to get rid of my poo? And pay 5-10 grand to set it up, maybe 20 grand. Do I really have to do that? We got YouTube. There's a lot of other ways of doing it now. Can I use a more modern way? Or modern way that used to be old-fashioned way, old-fashioned way, 100 years ago way. Getting back to the land style. Just have to ask. And a lot of Arkansas, they're so old school, they never made up the rules. They're not like California that's always full of attorneys and makes up a new rule every 5 minutes and just rule on top of rule on top of rule. They're Arkansas. Like they don't get around to it. Someone might propose it, but they don't land the plane. And so the rules aren't there, and you can do what you want. So go find those properties. There's a bunch of them on the website. Just look at the legal descriptions. Hopefully that helps guide you into what you're looking for. So back to the mailer. After a little side digression, 679 in Benoit County. I think I should save this one. You still there, Jason?
Yeah, I'm just about to answer David's question. If we have anything in Idaho County? And we do not. We're just now doing mailers in Idaho, so we don't have anything there yet. That's what we're trying to do today.
Exactly.
Gone Prospecting said Shoshone County is mostly Indian reservation, and I think that's what we found.
There you go. That makes sense. So after Benoit,
Hey, John Fox.
Lata County. That sounds like another
I'm saying
Indian.
hi to John Fox there.
Hey, John Fox.
Jeff is asking, Luke, on your website, when a property is listed as sold, is it still generally for sale by the new owner?
Oh, there's a multi-headed question.
Yeah.
So some of the people that buy land off my website go resell it. Some of the people have me resell it for them, which is great. I love doing that. We mark it up. Maybe we offer it at like terms. You buy it for cash and sell it for $100 down, $100 a month for the rest of forever or something, instead of $2,000 cash, or some different presentation, or the same presentation, just giving it more time seems to work too. So people get just a higher price over more time. I've seen both ways go through. I mean, I had a property on the website. I think I bought it for $11,000. Maybe I shouldn't be saying too many numbers. Like generally,
I can answer it from my side, Luke, and that's
yeah,
I have a lot of people that will call me and say, hey, I like you said, double-headed question here is they'll call me and say, and I'm just going to throw a number out there. We'll give you $2,000 for that. And then what my business model is to help people that may have a low credit score or don't have $2,000 or $5,000 to spend. And I offer so a lot of people, some of the people that we sell to turn around and do their own owner financing, and some of them ask me, hey, do you know anybody? And I'm like, yeah, I do. So if they can buy, obviously a cash deal is going to be cheaper than a terms deal. So I think that there's definitely a market with rural vacant land and EO lands, and everybody that buys at the discount that we get it at. It's a win-win situation for everybody. The person looking doesn't have the $5,000 to spend on the land, but they do have $125 a month, and it helps everybody in the end.
Yep. And the people buying it on the $125 a month or whatever terms, they're like crying happy to get it. They've been turned down by everybody and their brother. The realtors tell them they're not qualified. The bankers tell them they're not qualified. It's like they're rude about it. Like, what? You can't save up a bunch of cash to buy this thing? What's wrong with you? Kind of industry, because they want to get their fees out of it. They want to get their fees, and the way they get their fees is if you pay cash for the land and it goes through title, and the title company actually upholds the contracts, and they hide the fees in there until the end, and everyone's so tired of doing paperwork, they're just ready to get it over, and then they see the fees, like, oh geez, just get it over, pay the stupid fee, and then the realtor gets the fee, right? Everyone's in love with it, they get the fee. So they're always hiding it, sticking it back in there, running it through title. But if you're doing terms deals, where's the realtor going to get their fee? Where's the bank going to get their fee? Nobody gets paid. They cut out all the middle people, so nobody promotes it. Which I think is a beautiful thing. And but the people that get it they're usually beat up before they get there. They're beat up by all those other routes of getting land or houses or whatever it is they're going after, a business. You could buy businesses the same way, owner financing. Something crazy like, I don't know, 70 or 80% of business sales are done on owner financing. People are like, oh, I got to start a business. Like, really? It's probably a lot easier to buy someone else's business and pay the person over time to buy it from them while you're running it, using their cash flow to pay them. No one believes in it more than the business owner, right? We're landowners. No one believes in our land more than us. And so we're willing to sell it on owner financing. The land is the collateral. We don't put it into your name until it's paid off. So I'm working on this mailer. Residential lots or acreage, other land, home site land.
I'll tell you, that's one of the things that I deal with. Both Trevor, my business partner, Trevor Hartsock, and I, we're both military. He is still in the reserves, and I'm a disabled veteran, not totally, just a little bit disabled in the eyes of the government. And we offer, like, a lot of guys that are getting out of the military, they don't know where to go. They can't go back home, or they don't want to go back home, or they've lived in X part of the country for the last 5 years, and land is phenomenal. They love it, and we offer anyone that is on our site, I offer a 10% discount for anybody that it was prior military, in the military, or and it just seems to work out really well. We've got a great niche here in Florida for mobile home lots, and it seems to work out. We get a lot of guys from Tyndall Air Force Base, from Eglin Air Force Base, and they get out of the service and they don't know what to do, and they don't want to go live in an apartment.
Yeah. These are strong, able-bodied people too. I mean, they should be building something.
Absolutely.
Something to set their mind to. Put a hammer in their hand.
Well, in the government, for any military members, they give a building VA loan that has no down payment and no PMI if you were military. So when you do a builder's loan with that, it's perfect for somebody starting out. You don't have to have the 20% down. The U.S. government will back it because you're a veteran.
Nice. I think I figured out the zips of Lata, whatever county this is. Lata County.
Oh, I didn't know you moved.
Yeah. We've been talking a bunch. 348.
Yeah, I still can't see your screen very well.
Oh. You know, I didn't share my screen with you on this one, so you're not seeing my live screen. You're seeing my delayed
Yeah, I am.
feed. It's delayed 30 seconds or something.
Gone Prospecting said he just came from living in his motorhome in Bonner County, Idaho, on his
Nice.
sister's property. He fixed it up for a year and a half. He said, if you're going to go to Idaho, make sure your RV has an Arctic pack.
Say that again. Arctic
I'm
pack?
assuming that's-
So that's where you can plug it in for the
assuming
winter?
that's heat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I think I got LATAH County covered. And then the next one would be Clearwater. It's probably up in the mountains more. Let's try Clearwater.
8,700 people live there.
Sounds like my kind of place. I like the places in the. I grew up in northern Michigan. There's no people there in the winter. Everyone leaves. I used to shoot my shotgun off the front porch. You know, no one around. Doesn't matter. People call me up and ask about, can I shoot my gun on that land? Like, I'm from Michigan. We shoot guns everywhere. I mean, we used to. I don't know how deep stories I should get into. We used to go shoot deer. I used to shoot deer off my uncle's neighbor's corn crib. You know, my uncle got 40 deer permits, I think, that year. And it's like, Luke, you got to help me fill the deer permits. My uncle's disabled. Like, he doesn't hunt, you know, so I get to use his permits. If you don't own enough land, you can buy, I don't know, 2 or 3 permits a year. But if you have a bunch of land, you get all these extra permits. And the neighbor owns a whole lot of land. And so we'd get, you know, he'd invite me over. And he has corn cribs, and the deer would come in the evening to the corn cribs. I get to use his rifles. Big, powerful, whatever rifles. I was just a kid, you know. It's probably 30-06 or something. And just gun them down as they come in. Go pick up the deer, hang them in the barn, wait for them to come back, shoot a couple more, take them to the barn, hang them up, spend the night cleaning deer, dressing deer, filling the freezer. I mean, those were some crazy deer hunting times. Lots of whitetail deer. We used to clothesline them. High school, we used to clothesline them. I had this friend that was a year ahead of me, and you know, classic pickup truck driving country boy. And his dad or his uncle, it wasn't where he lived, but it was someone in his family had a big farm close to town, and a bunch of little windrow streets run around the farm. So there's 4 or 5 of us one night in his pickup truck, and we were gonna go spot some deer. And we took the spotlight out, and we didn't have any guns. We shined the deer with a spotlight, and then these guys were football guys. I didn't play football. I never got into it. I traveled too much, and I wasn't around for the team sports. But um, they love tackling, and so they would climb up the back of the truck, and we had a rack in the truck you could hang on to driving around the field. So it's someone would be spotting the deer, and you'd drive up to the deer in the truck, and then jump from the back of the truck, do Superman style, and try to hit your shoulder against a deer's shoulder and tackle them. See if you can knock them over before they take off. Oh man, like talk about some redneck good times as a kid. That was I clipped one. I like skipped off the back of one. The deer like ducked as I came flying at him, and because the deer like softens your blow on the ground, right? You gotta try not to get kicked. A couple of my friends got kicked pretty bad, but I skipped off the back of one. I just ate it like face first right into the dirt. It was like frozen. That was the last one I tried. Um, okay, so Clearwater. You got some zip codes for Clearwater?
83520 through 53.
83553 on the last one.
83553. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going south. The numbers are going down. Oh man, I screwed it up. So I'm doing 83500 to 83553. Does that cover them, Jason?
Well, if you do 83500, you're not going to get anything. It starts at 20, but yeah, that'll cover them.
83520 yeah, I just been doing a band that covers everything in the county. I'm just trying to keep it close, because I try to do like 0001 to 9999, like 1 to just get all the zips and then go by county. It didn't seem to work in the past, so I'm trying to do a little bit narrower than that. Same idea. I wonder what these categories. There's another one of these counties that's got the category or Cat 12, Cat 15. The other one had Cat 20.
I tried doing a search for that. I couldn't find a Cat 20 and no description.
They got basically the same stuff from these different counties. They're just worded a little different. Agricultural home site vacant land. Okay, so let's see if we get any there. Clearwater. 188. Oh boy. It's not very many. So we're not getting very far here. Let's 3, 4, 5, no, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere between 6 and 7,000 records, which would be great if we could mail all of them, but we're going to scrape it down from there as we scrape stuff out of the data, and then we're not going to have enough to make it worthwhile, in my opinion. So let's keep.
You've only got 8,000 residents in Clearwater, so you're not going to be a huge mailer in that county.
We can't buy enough land and sell it to double their population. Think they might notice. Oh. Okay, so now what's the next one? Let's try this Idaho. Idaho looks pretty big. instead of these little tiny counties over here. Covers a lot of area. It's probably all national forest. Idaho County, Idaho.
Idaho, 16,300.
That's people?
Yep.
Man, that's more parkland again, huh? Got the zip code figured?
Getting it.
Home site
Oh,
land on Cat
boy.
1 to 9. Sorry, I thought I had the phone on DND, but somehow it's not working. Gated mobile. Rural, commercial, residential. The noise will go away in a sec here. Okay, you ready with the numbers, mailing the zip?
Yeah, almost the same, 83522 through 83571. And there's counties in here that have populations of 0. I'm sorry, not counties, zip codes that have populations of 0.
Why do they have a zip code? Do they get any mail? Planning for the future, I guess.
10. It says it's a PO. It's just a rural PO box with a population of 0. The city is FENN.
I don't know.
Now, granted, again, don't believe everything on the internet.
You want to figure out the zip in Nez Perce County?
Yep.
They got zoning for migrant cabins. Why is this county so much smaller? Is there like a little town here?
Idaho County.
Nez Perce and Lewis. There's some little counties next to each other. Wonder if it's getting into farmland or there's more people or something that made the little smaller counties. Maybe just different families wanted their own county. I'm not sure what kind of zoning to do in this one, or use code. I don't want flooded land. Reservations and easements. city limit stuff, rural commercial, rural land. There we go. Rural subdivided land. I'll take that. Hopefully that's our selection. Gone prospecting saying, yes, most of Idaho is national forest. You can homestead a gold claim if you can produce $100 a year worth of gold and make $100 a year of improvements for 8 years. There's a way to do it. Dolores is saying, I guess the construction crew is out to lunch. Maybe they're taking lunch 10:30ish. I don't know. Maybe they're sweeping or something quiet. Just wish you could homestead mining claims in Oregon. Someone's saying Indian reservation, Percy Indian Reservation. Nez Perce, Idaho is a small farming community. Yeah. Rural land, yes. Thank you for looking at that. I wonder if these are all farmland in this area.
Which county are you still in now?
Nez Perce.
Got their interactive zoning map pulled up, but it doesn't have a legend.
Yeah. So here's the cheapest one in Nez Perce is 12 lots, beautiful views, road access, power, and phone lines installed. The price in these lots dropped significantly, blah, 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 blah. 18 grand for 5 lots. But 12 lot, or 18 grand for 5 acres. 12 lots, maybe they're like half an acre or something. Just looks like,
So it looks like more south to go, the cheaper the land is.
well, I don't know about that. It's not like big trees, it's like plains area. Yeah, so a bunch of these Nez Perce, there are these lots, like 1 acre lots, 20 grand. Here's 10 acres for 20 grand. It's not big tree country anymore. That's a big tree country.
Redfin's going to be no help. About 10% of Idaho is covered by Redfin.
Not much of any Instagram coverage either. So get some pictures. Looks like here's a homesteader going for it on one of those lots. Got the dog running around. Got some gardening going on. Some green hills. It's rolling green hills. It looks beautiful. Looks like Scotland or Ireland or Iceland or New Zealand or Newfoundland or one of those kinds of places. Someone's got a doll fetish that takes pictures up there. Right? I'll pull up another map. Might skip these counties. So we're kind of at the equivalent of the Washington-Oregon border. On the other side, there's Snake River runs along the side of the county. Um, Lewiston looks like it's in Nez Perce County. Mixture of Nez Perce and Lata County. And the Waha seems to be where the cheaper stuff is. Nez
The
Perce.
Nez Perce National Forest, obviously you can't buy in there, but there's a corridor that runs between that Lewiston and Cascade, and a lot of buying in there. There's a lot of buying down near, buying and selling down near Fayette, Idaho also.
There's a bunch of little towns in here.
That Nez Perce National Forest, obviously you can't buy in it, but anyone that's close to it is buying and selling.
The Green Rivers, or the Green Mountains, are over more. I kind of want to skip these two counties, Nez Perce and Lewis.
Okay.
These ones, Nez Perce and Lewis, I'm showing them on the screen. So we got Boundary, Bonner, Kootenai, Bewa, Leta, Shoshone, Clearwater, Idaho. I think we skipped these two. They're kind of city-ish with that Lewiston right there. It doesn't look as green and mountainous. I think we kind of go down the border here. Let's look at this one, this Lemhi. Lemhi. That seems to be mountains and green and happening.
Lemhi, 8,000 people population.
There you go. Got more posts on Instagram than on these other little counties. People are collecting bones. You got some alpine lakes. Got some classic homesteading cabins. It's not as much big tree here either. Big mountain views. We're getting more grassy lands as we're getting south without getting up into the mountains. There's a lot of people taking pictures of the same lake. The Sawtooth Mountains or something. Do you want to just try where we're at? Just run with that. Cut it off right there. Because I think the landscape's changing, and I think the pricing's probably going to be changing too. And it's just going to get more complicated the more we add on from here.
Okay.
So boundary.
That Lemhi is more northern, but it's east.
Yeah.
Near the Beaverhead Deer Lodge National Forest. So it's north of Nez Perce, north and east.
I think it's more southeast of Nez Perce. The county of Nez Perce. There's a town of Nez Perce too, which is not in the county.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
People from Idaho probably listening to us just freaking laughing, probably rolling on the floor. Who are these clouds? They're gonna buy land in the area. They don't know anything about it. Lemhi County, Idaho. Here's a quarter acre for $3,000. Hillside. You're getting a lot cheaper properties down there. Price totally changes. Okay.
Jeff,
Let's cut that out.
53536 is saying he doesn't understand. What are you really looking for today in Idaho? Is it residential or rural?
Rural.
Residential, rural.
Yeah. Rural, you can build a house on. A place that somebody can go homestead. You know, the guys that buy land from me, they don't want to be up in their neighbor's business. It's I've found it a lot harder to sell that kind of land that's right next to somebody. I think if the land is right next to somebody, and then you're talking about the school and the neighborhood and who the neighbors are, what's appropriate in the area, you know, a lot of that land is targeted to the brother, sister, cousin of somebody living down the road instead of somebody shopping on the internet from the other side of the world. Um, it's not like somebody pulls up in the middle of the night in their RV and, you know, after a long day's drive and they get there and they're like, woohoo, I'm keeping it. I'm going to go on Luke's website and I'm going to check out right now and I'm taking off with it. That doesn't happen in my experience for the city, you know, residential stuff. It happens with the rural stuff because nobody's there to bother them. They can do whatever they want. They can shoot their guns. They can have their chickens. They can have their horses. They can roll up in their RV. They can build a ridiculous shack to put the RV in while they build a house. Like where we started this conversation is pure living for life. Let's see if I could get to a picture or something of what these guys started with. Is ridiculously homemade shack. That is not showing up in their videos anywhere. Maybe I have to go like back to the beginning or something. But I mean, they built a shack out of like reclaimed lumber by taking down some old barns and then cobbled it back together to put their RV in while they live in their RV to help get a little bit of insulation and weather for their RV while they're living in northern Idaho. And I'm not seeing a view of it. Yeah, here's the shack. I mean, that's the front of it. See, I'm not going to get the... It's not going to... Not gonna work so much. Let's see if I mute this thing, maybe I can get a view of their shack. I mean, you gotta go watch some videos. They got a shack up there. It's just a shack on the hill that they made to put their RV in. I mean, you can do that kind of stuff in northern Idaho. You do that in a neighborhood, and neighbors are gonna be like, "What are you doing? Get out of here. We got regulations. We don't want you. You know, we don't want you looking like a mess, lowering the value of our place. We have to look at your construction equipment and you got a backhoe and a front end loader and stuff in your front yard for the next 2 years while you're building a house. You know, piles of lumber, scrap wood, blocks, rock, all the supplies. These guys got logs. They bought a sawmill and they started bringing in logs, chopping logs to build their house. I mean, they went hardcore on it. There's the wife planing logs to put in the house, you know, build timber frames. You can't do that in a neighborhood. You can't stand around with a planer all day planing timber frames to build your house. So I want land that you can do this kind of stuff on. That's the idea. That's what we're looking for. Somebody's got a dream, they can go do it here. And I think that's northern Idaho, in the woods, in the trees, in the middle of nowhere. You know, and this stuff, not this brown stuff so much over here. That's the idea. Okay, so I think we should talk about pricing a bit and then give some land away. So if you're new chiming into this, I'm going to give some land away. And I think I just hit the wrong button. But here we go. Have you been keeping notes, Jason, on prices? So Nez Pierce, I saved Nez Pierce, but I'm going to cancel that one. So I got Idaho Clearwater, Lata, Shoshone, Benawa, Kootenai, Bonner, and Boundary. And I think we should roll through some pricing on these guys. Get an idea. But I think we're going to have to play with the pricing a little bit more and boil it down even then some.
What would you like me to do?
You want to research Idaho County, start at the bottom and work your way up. I'll start at the top. Boundary County, I mean, there's like $2,700 an acre in the bigger acreage stuff. There's 12,500 for 1 acre. I don't really care so much about what their prices are because that's not what we're going to be buying it for. This is a competition. Let's look at Bonner. If I just get this whole northern section, this goes down to, well, Benawa, but not Lata, Shoshone. So yeah, so if you figure out Lata, Clearwater, Idaho, like those 3 counties, this northern piece, northern 5 counties are all in the same section of land watch. If we do price low to high, we already got price low to high. Got a bunch of junky stuff in here that shouldn't be here. What the heck? Kootenai County's got $1,000 for 0.72 acres.
I'm not finding that in Idaho County. Holy cow. There must be gold on that.
You got to realize that there's not much of a market because there's not very many properties for sale. So and this stuff probably doesn't trade very often either. So you can just make up the market. A nice sparsely treed buildable lot with Gozier Ranch Golf and Lake Club. Amenities include a golf course, clubhouse, full-service marina, fitness center, private lakeside bar and grill, and much more. Membership not included, but may be available under a separate agreement. Huh. So I wonder if you have to pay them or not. Or you start paying a membership if you want to add it on. Because I don't want to mail and then have 50 people get back to me trying to sell me the same neighborhood because the neighborhood fees are crazy high and nobody wants to keep their land there. Looks like a beautiful area. Someone built some beautiful homes in here. Got home sites. Often views of the Lake Coeur d'Alene, surrounding mountains, and the golf course. This one isn't that crazy big. Gozier Ranch Golf and Lake Club, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Got a fuel dock, landing marina. Looks like they laid out a nice community. Wonder, I can't believe the lot would be $1,000 though.
Like a lot of smaller lots in Lhasa.
two to $3 million homes in the community, and a lot sells for $1,000. Come on.
Is that because of impact fees? Or just giving the land away?
I don't know. Get back to the map. No, it doesn't make any sense why this would be $1,000. It's like across the street from the golf course. The lake is right around the corner. 0.72 acres.
Luke, I messed up. I'm doing Idaho, Lata, what were the other ones? Didn't write it down.
Idaho, Clearwater, and Lata. So here's another one, 0.69 acres and Gozier Ranch Golf Club. So there's something wrong with this community. Gozier, Gozzzer Ranch. Something seriously wrong. People are selling lots for $1,000. Basically giving them away. I don't want to mail offers to that neighborhood. So somehow we're going to scrape that neighborhood out. Might do it legal descriptions or neighborhood names or something.
Section Township.
Something. As you get out of that neighborhood, the cheapest thing in the area is $8,000 for 0.17 acre. It looks like a crazy hillside with no road. Legal access, no physical access. 0.18 acres for $9,000. Smashing view of secondary waterfront lot on Black Lake. Access to waterfront park, including dock, trailer, blah blah. 0.18, 0.18, 0.19, 0.19. These little joker lots. Here's seller financing available, 5% down on a quarter-acre lot in Pinehurst, Shoshone County, Idaho. Well, we're not going to get into that because we're not doing quarter acre. So I think a lot of this funny business goes away if we do 1 acre and up, which we've been doing. So let me narrow my search down, get rid of the little silly lots that some people make and don't do anything with. Price low to high, 1 acre and up. Cheapest thing out there is a 5 acre for $27,500. Then arguably this 10 acres probably cheaper. This 10 acre for $28,000. Usable 10 acres with Flat Creek running through, only 12 miles from St. Marie's, Idaho. Year-round access and suitable for building. 10 acres with a creek, $28,000. Benowa County. Yeah, cute little creek. Got a trail riding up to it. So I think that's our best competition. 10 acres for $28,000 with a creek. That's $2,800 an acre. That's what I was seeing up there is $2,700. 2,700 for 10 acre, 20. Yeah. 5 acres for 28. $10 acres for 29. Yeah, $2,800, $3,000, $3,000 an acre. $3,000 an acre seems to have some land. Smaller ones, it's $6,000 an acre. It's like 6,000 an acre at 5 acres. It's like 3,000 or just below $3,000 an acre at 10 acres and up. That's what I'm seeing. What kind of numbers you running into in the southern counties?
Clearwater seems like our cheapest. Got a couple of 1 acre properties for $25K, but then once you get a little bit bigger into the 2, 3, like there's a 9.9 for $40K, 5.3 for $45K, another 5 acre for $55K. If there's water in the photo, it quadruples the price of the land. Idaho, they seem pretty high. Got under an acre, just shy of under acre, $25K. 1 acre, $27K. Another 1 acre at $30K. Lota there, that's another. There's a 10 acre on there for $45K, but most of the stuff in Lota is at 1 acre or under. There wasn't much larger property. There was only 100 and something for sale in the entire county.
Okay. Just price it like the neighboring counties. So we got 10. Try 10 acres now. I'm just doing the whole region, including the cheap counties, the two, Lewis and Nez Perce. Nez Perce keeps coming up as the cheapest. Idaho County, 25 acres for 30 grand. Look at that. No trees, just like flat stuff, grassy. It's in a rural subdivision with CC and Rs to protect the landowner. Just a hair over $1,000 an acre. What is that? 1,200 an acre. Okay. I think we got an idea where the market's at. We'll work on the exact pricing of how much for what size. I think what I'd like to do is give away a piece of land and close down this call. We've been on a call for over 2 hours. It's getting to be pretty long. But merging a couple of counties together, we'll get all the search criteria to Jason. Jason's got a deal on getting data, so he's going to get the data out of his account this time. And yeah, I think we're going to split this mailer up. I'll probably take calls on half. Jason will probably take calls on half, and we'll see how it comes out. Share notes, learn from each other along the way. Does that sound good, Jason?
Sounds great to me.
Okay.
Thanks for doing another mailer with me.
Yeah, so you got a good question that we could use to give away a free piece of land? Kind of test people that they've been listening, paying attention from earlier. Talked about the neighbor before. The neighbor that, what company did the neighbor come from? He bought the house next door. He's resurfacing the house. We were talking about all the construction noise. He comes from a pretty popular new age technology company. If you can say the name of that company, You get the free piece of land if you're not somebody that already won. If you're not somebody who works for me, works with me. So you got to come up with what we were talking about. The neighbor works for a big company. It's one of the founders of one of the big technology companies of today's era. Bought the house next door.
Like land.
Yeah. So
Land Pocket got it.
Land Pocket got it. So Land Pocket, thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Land Pocket, if you could email me, Luke at ruralvacantland.com. The email is also in the description of the video below. And I want to know what you want the land in, what title you want the land in, whether it's your name or your trust or your company or whatever. Land Pocket kind of name sounds like you're a land dealer, so you probably have some company or LLC or something that you want to put the land in. And also give me the mailing address you want future tax bills sent to you on the land, and it's going to take me a couple months to get you some land. It's not going to be some land from the website that's already got a history and stuff. I'm going to get some fresh land that I think has a really good shot of reselling, and yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to shop through different properties, pick out a really good one for you, and the idea that maybe you'll let me resell it, and if you let me resell it, I'll probably make some money off the deal even giving you the free land. But if you want to run with it, sell it on your own, that's great too. Have fun with it. Maybe you'll come back for more. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. We've got Jason Liddiard on the phone with eolands.com, and his link to his YouTube channel is below as well. He's probably going to kick out more videos about different properties. And if you want the land that comes in from this one, go ahead.
On the email for the YouTube, we're missing an L because there's two Jasons on Rural Vacant Land.
Oh.
So mine is Jason L at ruralvacantland.com.
Yeah, you're right. I'll change that before anyone notices.
We can change it, no big deal.
Jason L. Okay, I changed it. So now if you look at it or reload, there should be an L in there. That's yeah, you're right. Two Jasons on there. I forgot about that. So I think that covers it. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed already, if you're watching this later on and you haven't subscribed and you're wondering how to get the free land next time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then when you subscribe, there's a little bell that comes up. And you got to click that bell. And that bell will give you notifications on your phone, your computer, or whatever you're on. When I'm live, YouTube will chase you down and tell you that I'm live. They're pretty good at it. You can ask all the people that are on there live. They found it. And there you go. That's the presentation for today. As soon as I find this button, we're going to hang up. And thank you, everyone. Talk to you later.